Hello, hello. I'm back. Yes, I am back. And I am not streaming to my groups because Facebook decided that groups you couldn't do third party streaming. But now I've got something on my software that says that I can reauthorize. So maybe next time. But they'll be getting a recording today because this is a very important broadcast because it's about community and relationships in terms of your business. So let's get started. If you don't know me, I'm Jane Gardner of Implement.club, and we're going to do a broadcast that we'll see how long we last because it's quite a few slides. So let's see if Facebook pages will work. I'll check it out later because it's more important for me to do this presentation than for you to be on the call because I need to concentrate. So let's get started. We're going to build your business in 63 weeks, implement, get into action, and grow. And we're going to be talking about community today, but we were talking about building your business with the 15 principles. And why isn't it working? I don't know. Why aren't you working? Hello, hello. Why aren't you working? Let's go. Connect to my Build Your Business 63 free weeks of, no, it's not working because I went and changed something else. So guess what? This is improv. Improv. We're going to delete that and put in the proper one. And you can find out just how easy it is to use XSplit. So hold on. Let's delete this one. Boom, boom, boom. And let's get another one. Boom, boom, boom. Where are we here? There we go. Crazy. I'm not even sure where that one came from. So there we are. There's the presentation with all the slides. So let's get going because we got a lot of slides. So today we're going to be talking about creating an online community, summing that up. So we're going to build a community around ideas. And because you are developing your core values, your mindset, your brand, positioning yourself as an educator and doing a weekly workshop while making product offers, developing a strategic marketing framework, and use content from your workshop to make a factory, build a massive network of people, become a media mogul, get into production mode, build a learning center, and at that learning center, the people from the learning center will become a community. And they will become your raving army of affiliate fans who will promote you and grow your business as well. But once you put systems in place for all this, you will have something that will grow, and all you have to do is a weekly workshop and make some product offers. So let's go. Build a community around ideas. It's important in your branding to have a community. Community is not the Facebook group, forum, or YouTube comments. It's the ideas you believe in. It's about what you teach. It's about you and your personality. And if you've been following me at all, you know a bit about me. People will come back because of your ideas, what you teach, what you believe, what you can do for them. They don't come back to watch another webinar. They come back because they get value from it that they can take and use in their business. So infuse into your workshops, your products, your learning center, your membership groups, all your core ideas and your principles, whatever they are, into everything that you create. And create a content factory by doing that because you are always talking about your ideas and your values. Give your ideas a name like Content Factory or Product Snowball and talk about them repeatedly, and it goes into everything you do. For example, I go over the 15 principles in every session so you get to recognize what they and I position myself as an educator. Giving your ideas a unique name gives people a picture of what it is that you do. So my interpretation of getting into production mode may be different from someone else, But if I repeatedly define it every sessions, by the last session, you should know what it means when I say get into production mode. So what are you going to be uniquely known for? What are your ideas you want to convey with a unique name? What are you going to teach? What names are you going to use to define your products? What are your principles for your business? What are your 10 commandments of ideas? What do you constantly live by and teach over and over again? What elements are you going to use to define your brand? By the time you've finished doing a weekly workshop, you should have a well-defined brand as you build your business. How is defining your principles and talking about your ideas and your brand connected to community? Well, of course, you're going to build your community by attracting the people who like to listen to what you talk about or teach. You need to define your own language about terms or processes and define your own ideas and names for processes. As you work, you will see ideas that you believe, that I don't believe, or no one else believes, that you need to be talking about. You will be getting known as the person who talks about certain things. As you see these ideas that you believe, you need to name them, define them, and talk about them. For example, for me, the concept of product snowball illustrates the product and asset growth for me, as I can see those snowball growing as more products are built and it grows the business and you get more assets. These terms should get people asking, what does it mean? It gives you the opportunity to define the term while capturing their attention. They will not forget, and once they understand their term, they'll be attracted to learning more from you. The whole idea of defining these terms is to stake your claim to these ideas. Name your video with the term and put on YouTube, and you won't find people searching for that term, of course, because it's just gotten out there, but after a while, you'll be known for that term. You could trademark a unique name, but it isn't necessary. Once you start defining and talking about certain terms, you'll be out there on the internet and it will be evolving. However, you need to brand your products with a name so it's out on search. You need to write a short book about your unique name for your ideas. You need to create a short course about your name concept and put on Skillshare. As the products with a unique idea are out there to be found through search, your brand and your principles can be found over time as you speak, write, create products, and train using these unique names. So develop your principles and your unique concepts and your brand early so you can brand any content you put out there on the internet. The branded products, social media, workshops, etc. will attract those people to your community to come back and watch for your business products over and over. When they start talking your language and using your terms, you know they understand who you are, and they know, like, and trust you enough to buy over and over again. You could say your brand is a passive way to attract and grow your community. You say Oprah Winfrey, and what does that mean? Who is she, and what does she believe in? She's made it very clear what she believes in, and she's out there talking about what she believes in. You say Brendan Burchard. You may or may not know him, depending if you're in personal development, but you know, if you've ever been in touch with him, what he believes in. As well as Tony Robbins, Elon Musk. They all have different values, different personality, and you know just from their name who they are and what they believe in. You know what they believe in and what is their brand because they repeatedly talk about their ideas whenever they speak, they write, or they sell their products. You have to do the same if you want to stand out and attract those people who like what you have to say and do. So what names and taglines and ideas can you brand to make yourself uniquely yours? Go and create a Facebook page and Facebook group or LinkedIn group or circle or other membership platform now with those names before someone else takes those names and uses them. Use the same names for your learning center. This is a long-term strategy, so don't expect ideas and trademarks or concepts to come to you today, but you need to start working on your branding now. These unique brand names can be used in social media, membership, blog posts, workshops, products to attract people who understand these ideas and they want to stay. So once you've attracted your unique community, do that all before, of course, before you even start your community. Start thinking about your brand. But what is your goal for your community? What does an online community for your brand look like? It is a structure online for people to interact with you and possibly each other around principles that you are teaching in your workshops and your products. It is a place for people to make sense of what it is that your philosophy is and what it does. You can have one or several layers to your community based on how someone becomes part of it. And there are several different entry points for you to build a community for your customers and your prospects and your subscribers. Before we decide on where or who, we need to decide on what the community will be about. So you have entry points on starting your community. And what we're saying to begin with here is that you should be thinking about your community and how you want to create the community before you even start going out there and reaching for others in your community. Will you have the entry point around a single product? Will it be around a set of products, or will you have the entry point to be around a practice? For example, would you use build your business as an entry point, as a concept on how to enter the community and have discussions on building your community and ideas on what to do to build your community, etc.? Or are you going to talk about a single product? Will you have the entry point to be around a continuity product? So we have discussed previously last week about your learning center, and it can be an entry point for you to build a community, because those people who join your learning center can have information about your community. Then maybe they can actually be put exactly into your community. Depends on what you want your learning center to be. So you need to develop a learning center platform as well as a community platform at the very beginning, so that those who start entering your community are interested and you have a place to put them. Will you have one community or several? Will there be several concepts you're going to develop? Will you have one community with several layers? So will you have subscribers, clients, etc.? And of course you have to make sure that it's monetizable in some way, otherwise it's not worth doing. So you have to have a balance between money, and you have to be mindful around whether a community will be worth your time to maintain, as well as an information marketer. You will need to make sure your activity at some level supports sales. So even if it's just going into the community once a week to say what is available to buy, you have to be able to have the time for that. If not, you can easily have an active community that takes time away from monetizable activities. So you don't want to spend too much time in your community in terms of you're always expected to be selling at some point. It's more difficult to retroactively have activity based on free access than it is to attract it back to a paid access. So at the very beginning, you have to decide, well, what is the community about? What are the goals for the community? Who do you want in the community? And do you want it paid or do you want it free? Do you want several levels? As we discussed, all these questions that you have to think about before you develop your community, because it's very hard to get a free community into tell them that all of a sudden they have to pay to be in the community. This should dictate how you create your entry point. All these questions to be answered should be able to define who your community is. If you make your community a selling feature, how will it lead to future monetization? So you always have to make sure that there's some opportunity for you, because you're taking your time to develop the community as well as keep the community active, is make sure that there's some way for you to monetize the community. Free doesn't always mean that it's a good thing. So then you have to ask yourself about adding people to the community. If possible, you want to auto-add people to your community if you're providing paid access. So you have to have a platform that can do that. This will mean that if you're providing continuity-based access, you will need to set up to auto-remove people that are no longer part of your community, because you don't want to be spending your time deleting and adding people. You can do this through applications such as Zapier and Integrately to add people once they buy. This will, and of course when they stop their membership. This will impact where you choose to build your community, but if you choose to use a social media platform, make sure to remove individuals when they no longer have paid access. Start auto-adding at the very beginning of building your community. So make sure that you develop a platform which has a community platform that you can do auto-add and auto-delete, because this will help you save time in the future. So you should be selling from the start, regardless of whether you allow others to do so in your community. Set up your sales messaging from the start. It is easier to start with this than to start doing it when you haven't been doing it and it was free before. You can set up specific sales posts, discount posts. You could have sidebar links. You could have demonstrations where you have something that they can buy and you do a demo first. You can have how to use posts. Make sure to set up for discussion afterwards. So make sure that you're always selling from the start and that they're always aware that there's something available to buy. So, online community platforms. There are several free and paid alternatives to building a community. You can use forum-based software in your website control panel. You can use free tools in WordPress such as BuddyPress. You can use social media group sites in Facebook and LinkedIn. Just remembering that they can, of course, take away your access at any time and you lose all your members if you don't get them somewhere that's your own platform. For example, today, this week, Facebook decided that I couldn't broadcast to my Facebook groups using this software that I use to multi-broadcast. So I've lost touch with my community, and now I'm going to have to take this video and upload it to the community instead. You can build informal communities around your content on your blog and your podcast. You can, of course, use paid community platforms. Some of these can include Mighty Networks, Circle, and School. They all have their pros and cons. You can use website comments around your products, but that's not very useful. I find mostly it's spammers who go into my comments. The key is notification and participation. So creating a content schedule. As you have a community, you're going to have to keep it alive and vibrant. So you will need a content engagement schedule for your community. You should post on a regular basis, regardless of what regular is. Your engagement schedule should be no less than once a day. You should try to respond to all new posts on a regular schedule and try not to respond outside of your normal schedule. If there's a support request, encourage your participants to contact you with those questions on your desk. Which brings me to another point, which is remember to set up a support software at the very beginning before you start to grow your community or before you grow your workshop, etc., because you want a place people can go and get their questions answered easily so that you're not spending the time doing it. So creating meaningful interactions. The goal for your community is for people to interact with each other around your ideas without the input being all of yours. And so when you engage your participants, you want them to talk about their experience with the concepts that you talk about. But you want as much as possible for that experience to be around your principles. When you provide input, make sure to point people to your principles and remind them about your principles. When you talk about tactics, make sure they are based on your principles. Find a way for you to share what you're learning based on your principles. And link to your content when it's published or auto-publish it. Either it's blogs or podcasts. You can, of course, always be talking about your content and your principles. Just remember to keep your principles in mind anytime you talk. whether it's on your workshop or in your community or in your learning center. So you could also add in surprises and special guests to your community that will keep people interested, engaged. When possible, make your community special by having guests that appear exclusively in the community. Offer exclusive discounts and premiums. Offer referral-based discounts and premiums. Look for ways to gamify your interactions in a community. You will find within the last 5 years, more community platforms that are software are becoming more gamified, because that keeps people interacting when they can see that they're on the leaderboard because they've added posts or they've added questions or they replied to questions, etc. Look for ways to gamify by using badges for people when they talk, participation when they talk, contests when they interact. Do one and put them in for scheduling, and incorporate viral content and contests and software within your community to get more member involvement. You could use something like Viral, and you could share, if they share a certain post to Facebook, they may get maybe another content that is exclusive that you won't get anywhere else. So in summary, your online community is a structure that's for people to interact with you and hopefully with each other around your principles that you're teaching in your workshop and your products. Before you decide on where or who you should use to build a community, you first need to decide on what the community will be about, and you will want to know the goals of why you're doing the community, as what the goals will be for those who are in your community. You have to be mindful around whether a community will be worth your time to maintain, and you make sure that you have activity at some level that supports sales within your community. If you make your community a selling feature, how will it lead to future monetization within the community? The goal for your community is for people to interact with each other around your ideas without the input being all of yours. So that's basically a good summary for the community, and we've been going over that for the last weeks. I think we did about 4 that you can go and have a look at. So you can go and join for free trainings at http://jgtips.com/bybfree, which is BYB free, and you can get access to the Build Your Business in 52 Weeks. There should be about 58, 59. This is number 60 that'll be being put up in there. They've all been broadcast, so you can also find it on my YouTube channel at Jane Gardner. And also you can go in my Facebook group, Implement Club, at facebook.com/groups/Implement Club. And I will try and find a new way that I can make the Facebook group a bit more interactive. I don't really want to broadcast something like this just in one Facebook group. I tend to be a multi-broadcaster, and I love my multi-broadcaster. And in fact, I'm going to be doing a show called, let's promise lots of shows. Let's Go Live, a show. That'll be in about 2 or 3 weeks. Right now, I'm trying to get started with Let's Get Visible Show.com, but I need to make some, who wants to make Facebook pages and a group here on Facebook, as well as I will be broadcasting shows based on these principles of Build Your Business. So each show will be have 20 minutes of training. I'll show you maybe how to use StreamYard or how to use Zoom to do etc., because there's so many things that Zoom can do now that you have to figure it out. And then I will make probably a little ad about coming in and joining me in my learning center, and then then I'll sell the product. So go out there and do this stuff. Get connected with other people, and you will grow your business because you will be growing your membership. And we've discussed this again in many of the videos. So let's wind this up now because I think we've gone way too long. I think we've gone, oh, not too bad. I talk fast, 26 minutes. So this would be a training. And then I would say, let's go and join me at, where am I? Join me at, oh, I'm still there. Join me at jdpittips.com/BYB free and get access to the free trainings on building your business. You can go through them, get your ideas, build your business, etc. And let me see, I don't know if I have the website. Let's see what's there. There's implement.club. There's the front page of implement.club. And you basically go to... No, I don't think I have the other one. Yeah. Yeah, that's just boring. That's just the list again. And that's the membership, the subscription email list that will get you the second, I think the second email gives you the link to get into the membership. And I'm not going to bother to show you the membership. Wonder what that one is. Oh, there we are. So you go to this page, which is BYB free. I think that's the first episode there. And you can sign up and you will get to know about getting into the membership over and see 52 weeks, 56 weeks, I think, of presentation. So I'm not sure if I'll do Affiliate Army. We'll see. I've got to go figure out if Facebook will let me back into groups. Did ask me to reauthorize, but I didn't believe that. I think I might have to do it singularly. We'll see. So this is Jane Gardner at implement.club, and thank you for listening.